This is an F35 foam RC glider. It's a 2.4 gigahertz. It has a 6-axis gyro. It's a fighter. It's by a company named Gordengdy, I believe, and the model number is HW39. It's about 12, almost 13 inches from nose to tail. Has a wingspan of just about 10 inches, and it weighs about 52 grams, so it's less than is required to register with the FAA. It's supposed to have a control distance of about 400 feet. You can see that it comes with basically two of all the parts that kind of move or can break. Those are your prop guards. You have two front landing gear, two rear landing gear, and four propellers, two batteries, and one battery charger, and you have a extra nose. So I'm going to try to start to assemble this. Probably the most tedious things to put on are these stabilizers. It's You're probably going to try to break them if you push in too hard. So more than likely just glue them, but they're kind of flimsy. Um, Half the time they were popping off, even when I was trying to take off indoors to test it. So most likely just probably glue them. It's not going to hurt anything. I don't ever see needing to take these off at all. The rear landing gear, they're a little more tricky to put in than the front landing gear. It's just a tighter fit, and it's kind of hard to hold the plane and push down at the same time. Not impossible, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. Just a little tedious in the beginning. As you can see, the front landing gear goes in real easy, and it's actually more snug. It's more snug than this. And again, I'm going to struggle a little bit here trying to put this rear stabilizer in there. So now the last things to put on are, if you want, are the prop guards. These really are not necessary. They're probably going to pop off when you land hard, anyways. These blades aren't going to hurt you. You're not even a small child. They're not spinning that fast. They're not that big. The motors aren't that powerful. The motors are brush motors, not brushless. So here's how you access the battery compartment. There's a little plug in there. It's kind of tedious to get out. You just have to Most of the time you have to stick something in there. The battery goes in like this, and then once we get the battery inserted, it's a little tough to see, and the wire's not very long, so you kind of have to kind of fiddle with it a little bit to get it to go in. This might be a struggle for kids. I don't know, for especially for young kids. But at least the battery access is easy. It's not screwed or anything like that. You just have to move a little tab over, and it's pretty straightforward. And then the on-off switch is right there. It's got LED lights, which you're going to see here in a second once I get this thing turned on. So now the LEDs are flashing, and then there's a button at the bottom, and slide that to the left, to the right, and now it's paired once the light turns red. See, now you can see the stabilizers fell off again. So again, maybe not the best design. So the top button there, it is the LED lights, and then the on the left is the throttle. On the right is kind of makes it move right and left. So you're going to see here in a second. I'm going to click it on here and start using the lights and go through some of the basic controls in the on the controller. It means a basic controller. Your trims are the buttons on the bottom left and the bottom right. Those move the right hand toggle basically turns the jet left to right. That's your trim button right there. And now we're going to take it out of the field. You can watch it take off out of the ground and go right into this tree, which we had to go get that out and then and start over again. Again, now you're going to see me try to toss it. It's going to go right in the ground and break into a bunch of pieces. There go the stabilizers. Nothing that couldn't be fixed in the field. So we'll go back and try this again. Now I'm going to just hand launch it. The hand launching worked a little better. If you had more of a runway, it'd be easier to kind of do it, but by taking off from the ground, which is cooler than hand launching. It's really windy this day, so this thing's actually doing okay. One of the things you notice is when it powers up, it kind of wants to climb. It's a little bit nose heavy, so it It can be worked around. You just have to kind of let the throttle down. You can almost see with that wind, it's almost floating. Um, this is not my first RC plane by a long shot. I've got several that I've built from scratch, mostly foam board. So like I know how to fly a plane. This it's kind of tricky, and the camera work doesn't really give you justice of how difficult this thing is to fly. So